morning, Trojans, and welcome back to The Scoop. I'm your host, Lava Girl.
And I'm your host, Shark Boy.
Are you excited for Halloween weekend, Shark Boy?
I'm so pumped, Lava Girl. It's going to be a good one. This might be the best costume I have for the weekend, but, you know, we'll see.
That's okay. That's okay. It's iconic already. So tell me, Shark Boy, what's the scoop?
Singer-songwriter Taylor Swift released her 10th studio album, Midnights, last Friday, promptly at, you guessed it, midnight. After weeks of teasing the album, the musician treated fans to numerous surprises over the weekend, including dropping 2 new music videos for her songs, Antihero and Bejeweled. Swift's band of loyal followers, also known as Swifties, have quickly made Midnights one of the most popular albums of the year. Since its release, Midnights and Swift continue to break streaming and traditional sales records, including most streamed artist in a single day in Spotify's history. In the album's release day, Spotify revealed that it had become the platform's most streamed album in a single day, and Midnights has already sold over 1 million copies in traditional album sales.
I'm obsessed with Midnights. Are you a Swiftie?
I'm actually the opposite of a Swiftie. I'm like an anti-Swiftie, so I haven't listened to it, but...
You cannot be an anti-Swiftie.
You might have to put me on then.
I'm going to have to put you on. It's too good not to put you on.
Okay.
Earlier this week, new on-set photos were released of writer and director Sofia Coppola's upcoming biopic, Priscilla. The photos gave audiences a first look at Euphoria star Jacob Elordi and actress Kaylee Speeney as Elvis and Priscilla Presley, respectively. Each were captured embodying their character in a variety of retro costumes on set of the film. In the wake of Baz Luhrmann's Elvis, released earlier this year, Coppola's new film focuses on Priscilla's side of her infamous marriage with Elvis. The biopic will be based on Priscilla's 1985 memoir, Elvis and Me, which detailed the ups and downs of the couple's romance. Priscilla, who met Elvis when she was 14 years old, was married to the musician for 6 years before their divorce was finalized in 1967. The film is being distributed by A24. As of now, there is no release date.
Girl, I'm so over Elvis movies.
Oh my god, I know.
I think there's only been one other one, but I'm already over it.
Everyone was talking about it, and why?
Why?
Name one Elvis song.
Exactly. No one knows any Elvis songs.
It's such a parents movie.
Exactly. He's kind of irrelevant.
So irrelevant.
Sorry, Elvis.
Sorry, Sofia Coppola.
Rihanna has announced her return to the music scene with a new single called Lift Me Up. This is the singer's first release after 6 years of absence from music following her studio album Anti. The song is a tribute to late actor Chadwick Boseman and is the lead single from the highly anticipated Marvel sequel Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which hits theaters on November 11th. The song is set to be released tomorrow, October 29th, under the singer's Westbury Road label in collaboration with Roc Nation, Def Jam Recordings, and Hollywood Records.
Coldplay's Chris Martin and actress Dakota Johnson spoke up about filing restraining orders against an alleged stalker. Official documents obtained by celebrity news site The Blast state that the woman has been harassing the couple through social media since April 2022. Convinced that she is married to Martin, the alleged stalker has gone beyond verbal harassment and has been seen loitering outside of Martin's home and has claimed that Johnson is, quote, employing black magic to cause her physical suffering. The musician's court filing asks for protection for both himself and his significant other, and a judge has issued a decision ordering the woman to stay 100 feet away from both Martin and Johnson.
Child star turned YouTuber Sophia Grace Brownlee, who first gained fame from her appearance on The Ellen Show at the age of 8, has just announced that she's pregnant at the age of 19. After her cousin Rosie, who originally performed with her on Ellen, took to Instagram to share her excitement, stating, "Congratulations to my beautiful cousin Sophia on the news of your pregnancy." Even though Sophia was very excited to share the news with her fans, she remains hesitant to disclose any information about her longtime boyfriend and future parenting partner, stating, "Because I have always been in the spotlight, I feel like I want to keep something just to myself." That being said, there is a chance that Sophia will introduce her boyfriend to her audience in the future via her YouTube videos. As she mentioned, "I feel like when he's confident enough to be in them, then maybe we could do that and it'll be really fun."
Comedian and actor Leslie Jordan died suddenly after a car crash on Monday in Hollywood. Among his many credits, Jordan was best known for his appearances on shows such as Will and Grace and American Horror Story. Jordan gained newfound popularity during the pandemic, going viral for starting for a string of comedic videos posted to his Instagram. Jordan amassed 5.8 million followers on the social media platform. Investigations continue regarding Jordan's cause of death. It was not immediately clear whether Jordan was killed in the crash or suffered a medical emergency beforehand, but the condition of the vehicle suggested he may have lost control of the car, a law enforcement source said. He was 67.
That's kind of sad.
That's kind of really sad. Someone died.
Stop. I really like Leslie Jordan.
I don't know
really
who
great.
He is, but...
I only know him through RuPaul's Drag Race. He was always on there. So
you know RuPaul's Drag Race?
Rest in peace. Not as a drag queen, but as a judge.
As a judge?
Yeah.
Okay.
So love Leslie Jordan. It's getting pretty cold out, and I'm in the mood for a comfort meal. This week, we made the most iconic movie comfort meal, spaghetti and meatballs from Lady and the Tramp.
Hi, I'm Maria.
I'm Elizabeth.
Welcome back to Movie Munchies. This is where we recreate dishes made famous by your favorite movies.
And today we're going to pick out the movie from this jar. Alright, oh my gosh, it's Lady and the Tramp.
Have you seen this movie?
No, but I love that spaghetti scene, you know.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen it either, but that scene is pretty fun. We should recreate it.
For sure. Yo, that sounds so good. Yeah, spaghetti and meatballs.
Okay, we're making spaghetti and meatballs.
Let's go.
We found our recipe on myrecipes.com. You're going to need an onion, Parmesan cheese, basil, spaghetti, 1 egg. I know, jarred pasta sauce. In honor of midterm week, this recipe is going to be easy. Panko breadcrumbs, pepper and garlic salt, olive oil, and ground beef. Start with your ground beef, onion, and breadcrumbs. Add the egg whites, garlic salt, and pepper. Shed a tear because of the onion. Take many moments to open a jar and add some of that in there. And then roll them into cute little balls and fry them in some olive oil. Add your pasta and pasta sauce. Plate it up with some basil and Parmesan, and there it is.
You're on a roll.
It's good. Let's watch the movie.
It's for you, darling. Merry Christmas.
Oh, Jim dear.
I have the place, Pasta Roma on Fig. It's
You're
underrated.
not serious.
No, it's
Pasta
so underrated.
Roma?
It looks a little dingy. It's
It
the
does.
best spaghetti and meatballs, point blank, period.
Okay, I believe you. After this, spaghetti and meatballs.
We'll get it.
Are you ever in a really cold classroom and just want to warm up? Worry not, the solution may already be in your pocket. Find out how you can use your phone's overheating to your advantage.
Ooh, yeah, I bet you're cold, aren't you? Ooh, so cold. Chilly, even. Oh, man. What, a phone? Are you serious? What good is that gonna do? What, an orange screen? Do you think because fire is orange it's gonna work? It's just stupid. Are you kidding me? What, I don't... What? Oh. Oh. Okay, I get it. It's a heater app. Yeah, it like heats your phone for you because it does a lot of calculations and it gets like really hot because of all the calculations. Yeah, okay, I get it. Are you kidding me? How are you not dead? It heats water in 2 seconds? Phones are capable of this? Well, actually, I guess. I mean, there was that whole thing with the Galaxy phones blowing up. Oh, man. Samsung got in such big trouble with that. I wonder how much their stocks plummeted. Kind of crazy that they're still in business. Dang. What? I don't get it. If the heater could boil water in literally 2 seconds, how's the bread not, like, on fire right now? Wouldn't your hand be engulfed in flames? Would you stop smiling and just show me? Clever. Alright, I get it. There are multiple settings. There's a low, a medium, and a high setting. Right, of course. It's like a stupid, what do you call them? An oven. Yeah, it's like an oven. Oh my god. There are different options for what part of your phone you want to get hot. GPU and CPU or something. I guess that could work. How much difference would it actually make, though? Like realistically speaking. Okay, consider this, right? If I ran a bunch of, I don't know, like 7 plus 1 or something, through one calculator a bunch of times, would that get hotter than if I ran that same thing through another calculator a bunch of times? Okay. If I ran 7 plus 1 or something through a calculator and a phone, which would be hotter? No, okay, I got this. Hang on, just give me a second. I have to work it out in my head.
Okay, that's pretty impressive with the phone and all that, but have you guys seen my laptop after opening up Sims 3? Because that
The Kim Kardashian game for me.
Oh, okay.
When it makes that sound, it's like
What?
and it's like has wind coming out of it.
Exactly, yeah. The newest DC Comics film, Black Adam, made a thunderous explosion in its opening weekend, making $67 million domestically, the best opening of Dwayne Johnson's career as a leading man, and over $142 million worldwide. Now, the superhero biopic epic has officially had the best first Monday and weekday of any film this fall, making $4.5 million. This brings the film's domestic total to $71.5 million. Even more impressive is how Black Adam compares to the rest of Johnson's career. This popular DC anti-hero beat out Johnson's other hit films like Jumanji: The Next Level, Central Intelligence, Jungle Cruise, and many more. I'm excited to go see Black Adam, to be honest.
Are you actually gonna see it?
Yeah, I mean, actually maybe in streaming, but he's already made a lot of money off of this.
I don't know. I feel like I like The Rock for his more comedic roles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, this could be like a comedy. I don't know. Like, I feel like superhero movies always have some funny stuff in it. So.
That is true, and it seems like a lot of people are going out to watch it, I guess.
Yeah,
so
yeah, exactly.
could be me, but also could not.
Yeah,
Are
Black
there
Adam.
any other movies that you're waiting to watch that are coming out?
I'm waiting to watch. Honestly, I still haven't seen Smile. That's why I need to watch it.
Oh my god, the poster for that looks so creepy.
Well,
can't even.
we'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
You love Uber Eats, the #1 app for getting your favorite local and chain foods delivered right to your door. Uber Eats is proud to present Uber Feeds. We want to go all the way for our customers, which is why we will have Uber Feeds delivery drivers literally feed your meal to you. Safety is our #1 priority, which is why every driver is vaccinated. Better yet, download now and get a delivery and feeding absolutely free. Uber Feeds, stuffed in more ways than one.
Public service announcement from the United States government. There may be goblins hiding in your house. If your home security isn't good enough, goblins could get into your house so they can find easy, accessible food. Do you really want goblin ectoplasm all over your beautiful home? What about the new sheets you just got? Better be careful. Studies have shown if you have a goblin infestation in your house, you should round all of them up, put them in a pot, and bake them in the oven at 400 degrees.
Feeling overwhelmed by school? Homework assignments keep piling up? Crippled by existential despair? Caffeine not cutting it? Well, then I have a solution for you. Procrastination.
Wow, so how does it work?
Simply take your work and stop doing it. Play video games. Go on your phone. Endless possibilities.
Boy, howdy, do I feel relaxed. Thanks, procrastination.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Maya Frank, and I've got the lovely Louise Palanker and Fritz Coleman here today. Hey guys, welcome.
Hi,
hey,
thanks
Maya.
for having us.
Happy to be with you.
Thanks for coming. So we just want to kind of get to know you and your new podcast. I'm going to start us off with one question. Fritz, I've got it for you.
Okay.
We all really want to know, what is the process like of becoming a weatherman?
Oh, you don't want to hear this story. Real weathermen hate this story. And by real weathermen, I mean guys that have like a degree in atmospheric sciences or a Bachelor of Science in meteorology, because I got hired from the Comedy Store. I came out here in 1980 to do stand-up. I was performing one Friday night at the Comedy Store, and my boss and his wife, my former boss and his wife, were in the audience with a friend of mine, and I had talked on stage about having done the weather in the Navy because I worked for Armed Forces Radio and Television. But the hook was I didn't know anything about the weather, but nobody cared, and he thought that was very amusing. So after the show, he said, this is a very odd question, but do you have any desire to come and do some weekend work and vacation fill-in work as a weathercaster at NBC? And I was making $45 a night at the Comedy Store, and I almost fainted. I said, when do you want me to start? He said, well, you have to audition. So I auditioned the next week. Got past the audition, did 2 years as the utility guy, the fill-in guy, and then my predecessor left and I got bumped up to the main job, and I retired just 2 weeks shy of my 40th anniversary at NBC 2 years ago. It's the greatest stroke of luck in show business. Please, nobody try to follow my path because it won't work.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. And so you're continuing with the stand-up and like the comedy, right? That's how you guys kind of come together. And why don't you talk a little bit about your podcast? Louise, how do you guys know each other? What was the inspiration for this podcast?
Fritz has been doing one-man shows for, I would say, decades at this point. You know, he kind of goes beyond stand-up and elevates the art form to, you know, a theater piece. And I had gone with a friend to one of his shows, and it was in a small theater. And afterwards, Fritz came out and was talking, and I had some ideas or suggestions for him that he appreciated, and I went on to produce his next one-man show, and we took that all over Southern California together, and we were always talking about ideas. And I've been podcasting since you could, so this is actually, I think, my 5th podcast. I was just kind of like hovering in the podcast space, waiting for Fritz to retire, and then when he did, you know, I sort of said, okay, let's go. And I had to break up with the podcast I was doing, which was painful because, you know, we had a real connection, as they say on The Bachelor. But, you know, you can only pick one bachelorette, and it's Fritz.
I love that. I love that so much. What makes you guys choose who you want to interview?
Sometimes it chooses us because we're at a point where we get pitched a lot of ideas. But we started with just bothering our friends. Fritz is friends with Keith Morrison and Josh Mankiewicz from Dateline. People, of course, on podcast in the podcasting space, people are obsessed with murder. It's like their favorite. And so having Keith and Josh on was definitely like a good jump start for us because they already have a huge gaggle of fans out there. We don't talk about murder usually. But then, you know, we're friends with Henry Winkler, and so we went through our friends, and then when we ran out of friends, we hired a publicist.
Fritz, for you, I'm just wondering, what's the main difference between being like in the podcast world and then being like live television on air? What's the main difference for you?
Well, you can translate the skills from one to the other. Being in broadcasting for 40 years really helped me to be relaxed and comfortable in the podcasting environment, which is more conversational. When you're on the air and you're live, there are no retakes. You don't, cut, let's do it again. You just have to do it. But my stand-up profession trained me for that because there's nothing that could happen on live television that would throw me for a loop because I played to drunks at 1 o'clock in the morning at the Comedy Store. You can't hurt me. So I pulled a little training from all of my various careers into podcasting. What I love about podcasting is what I wasn't allowed to do in my Channel 4 experience was I can talk about politics. I can talk about anything I want. When you went on social media, when you worked at NBC, they only wanted you to talk about your job. They didn't want you to express opinions about politics or any current event stuff. They just wanted you to talk about, to promote the product. And so it was refreshing to be able to be frank about my opinions about politics or movies or anything. So I'm just loving it. I'm loving the format.
As a veteran podcaster, I would call you, Louise. Is there some kind of advice that you would give out to, I know a lot of the kids watching this, right, on Trojan Vision might be interested in starting their own podcast. Is there any kind of words of wisdom that you have for them?
Yes, I would say master the technology. You don't want to be too dependent on your friends that know more about the technological parts of it, editing, posting, and just kind of like dive in and learn as many facets of it as possible, because podcasting, like so much with technology, whether it's the creation of music or the making of a movie, we get to do it ourselves, but only as far as what we know how to do. So if you're a great performer, a great communicator, I would say learn as much as you can about the technology so that you can be as self-sufficient as possible, because that gives you a lot of freedom to create. The word media path really means, or like the term that we kind of made up, it means you can go as deep as you want to go. If you get intrigued by something, you can go deeper and you can find the next thing that's, on the same topic, or the person that you love, who inspired them. And that's what you get to do now with the internet and technology. And so I just want kids to go as far as they want in whatever interests you, and become as diverse as possible. The more you know, the more interesting you are. The more you listen, the more you know. So podcasting really is kind of like the art of listening.
I love that. I love that a lot. I feel like you kind of broke into the podcasting world way before it became a trending thing. How did that happen?
Well, I'm a nerd, and if you can do something, I want to learn how to do it. I wanted to get on the internet before, when it was still like Prodigy and AOL, when there was like only one server. Like there's just the one server, and you have to listen to a lot of uncomfortable sounds before you get there. And then you're there and you're like, is this the internet? And so I always want to know, like, what's the next thing you can do? Because as a creative, I just see technology as a way to kind of pull creativity out of you and share it with others.
And Fritz, for you, what's one piece of advice that you would offer us kids who are watching Trojan Vision, whether they want to be a weatherman and take the path that's less regular, right? Or if they just, want to be an entertainer, want to be someone who makes people laugh and feel things.
Be patient. Just be patient. Be patient. No matter what form of entertainment you're going into, stand-up or acting, or you just have to be patient. And oftentimes when you are at your lowest ebb, when you are at your greatest discouragement, then fate will deliver some opportunity for you. You just have to be prepared to seize that opportunity. For instance, I was a comic at the Comedy Store. I wanted to be a known comedian, and then accidentally on this Friday night in November of 1982, this opportunity presented itself. And really the only thing I brought to the table in that interchange was that I wasn't afraid to try it. I thought, that's kind of cool. How can it hurt to be on TV in Los Angeles? So I tried it, and it evolved into a spectacular career. I have 3 kids that allowed me to be at home and have a stable life for my children. So I'm very fortunate. But the only thing that I guess that's a piece of advice I would give to young people. Don't be afraid to try something you hadn't planned on earlier. Just listen to your instinct.
You go through life and you receive grades. And as a child, you've learned that that's the metric by which you are measured. And I think that's easier for parents to understand. How is my daughter doing? But after you graduate college, that metric disappears and there is no immediate feedback as to how well you're doing. So you can be busting your butt and feel like nobody's paying attention. You can be slacking and feeling like you're getting away with it. But I'm telling you, everything is being measured. It's just that you're not receiving that immediate feedback. So you need to just stay with it. Someone is noticing how awesome you are. Just keep being indispensable. Keep going. You're not going to get that atta girl every day. You don't receive that instant feedback, but everyone is noticing. The universe is noticing. Give it your all. Be patient, as Fritz said, and it's going to work out for you.
Thank you guys so much. I think it's really hard to be a kid in this generation, but your advice, I feel like, you know what, we have to be prepared and we have to know that if we work really hard, then hopefully something will work out, but we have to pave our own way. People can just find your podcast online, right?
Anywhere you look, Media Path Podcast.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. This was wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you for having us.
Do you have a favorite song that you wait to hear at a party? That one song you request? This week we're breaking down the most iconic party song of all.
YMCA. Okay.
Hello everyone and welcome back to a new episode of Throwback Thursday. Today we're going to talk about my masterpiece. Whenever I'm at a party and this song comes up, my whole night is turned around. Like, there's no space. So yeah, we're talking about YMCA. YMCA was released in 1978 by one of the most famous disco groups of all times called Village People. Village People were known and were extremely popular, especially among the disco gay community that was populating clubs and dance floor in the 1970s and especially 1980s. And in each of their character, they do represent the macho ideal that were diffused among the gay community. But when they were first starting to work on YMCA, they were trying to address and kind of make fun of sarcastically of a really specific topic that was characterizing also those years. YMCA, in fact, stands for Young Men Christian Association. So basically, this association at the beginning of the 1900s created this housing for rural people to move into the cities and have somewhere to stay. However, in the 1970s, this housing, these almost hostels, were mainly hosting young people that were, let's say, going through a phase and well known, especially among the gay community, for being hotspots for cruising and hookups. So I would say really different from what the YMCA was preaching. So what I would like all of you to do right now is just get up and, dance some YMCA. Say amen. Na 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 na. We don't have them. Doom. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
And that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us on this ghoulish Thursday morning. This has been The Spook, The Whole Spook, and nothing but the spook. Fight on!